What is up, boys, and welcome back to another bullish breakdown. Today, the stock that we are going to be going over is going to be UNH. Now, United Health Group, we all know this stock is a great stock. We all know that this stock has been down almost 50% year to date. It's slowly climbing its way back, and we are currently in leaps that are long dated out to January 15th of 2027. Now, we're going to go over all that we need to talk about today with UNH. We're going to go over the stock chart. We're also going to go over my position where I am currently holding over $15,000 in calls and over $7,000 in shares. So I don't want to waste any more time. I do want to break this down as quick as possible for you guys and get you guys that information as fast as possible. So make sure you guys do drop a like down below. Make sure you guys comment what stock I should do next. And of course, make sure you guys do subscribe as always. Now, I don't want to waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump right into this video. This is going to be UNH. Now, jumping onto UNH's chart here, you guys can see in late 2024, we saw a high of around $630. We all know what happened to the CEO, and the stock price plummeted around 52%, all the way back down to around $234. Now, nothing fundamentally changed within the business, so that is why I went ahead and entered my shares at around $237. Now, since then, we have added, and we'll go over that, also getting into those calls. But taking a look here, we are currently sitting at $361.49. Now, I do want to show you guys another chart. This chart is going to be Meta here. So you guys do remember back in 2021 to late 2022, where Meta did sell off from $400 all the way back down to $88. This was one of the best buying opportunities in recent history, because since then, the market has absolutely ripped, and this stock is now up around 900% from that low at $88. Now, you guys can see we have very similar gaps on Meta, much like we did on UNH. And you guys can see that this first initial move, there was no pullback whatsoever. I mean, we didn't see a pullback north of 10% until we moved up 269%. And honestly, even then, we really didn't see a bigger pullback until right here after gaining 500 plus percent. So we can compare this to UNH and kind of see what UNH is doing. And really, it is kind of comparing the same. Yes, it might be taking a little bit more time to play out, but there really is no dips. It kind of just consolidates on the way up and then has another big move, consolidates on the way up and has another big move. So I'm expecting something like that to come very, very soon. Now, talking about some of our targets for UNH here, I do want to zoom in because my first target is going to be right at our green line right here. And I'm talking about targets for my calls right now. Targets for long-term guys are all-time highs. We're going back to all-time highs. The shares that I'm holding are going to go back towards all-time highs. I have no plan to sell those until I literally retire, because the dividend is great. I have like 25 shares getting paid around $60 every 3 months in dividends. So that works out to be a little over $200 a year in dividends. And so I'm very, very happy with that. I'm not going to be selling the shares at all. So my price targets here are mainly for the calls. Once we do get above $500 and back into all-time highs, those are going to be in relation to our shares. But taking a look at our target here for our calls, we are first going to be targeting this move right here from our EMA. And now this EMA is currently sitting at $381.13. So once we do see a break through that, which is what is highlighted right here, I think we're going to come back down and retest this EMA. Flipping this to support is going to be very, very bullish. Also looking at our purple EMA here, which is our 50-day EMA. Once we do get this cross in EMAs, guys, that is a golden cross. And we all know that that is one of the most bullish signals in the market for long-term stocks. So once we do get that, I seriously think we're going to front run above $400, seeing either $423 to $440 by the end of this year. And I do believe by the end of next year, we will almost be back to all-time highs, guys. I think next year we are easily going to get back into this gap. And once we do, we're pretty much back at all-time highs, up to around $575, $580, where the top of this gap is. So like I said, next target is going to be at 381, where we are going to maybe take some trims. I don't really know. It kind of depends on what our profit is looking like at that point. I'd love to continue to hold on, and I think I will, because I still think that $423 by the end of the year is a lock, and that is up around 17% from prices today. Now, our next target from there is going to be 440, which is up 22% from prices today. And then after that, guys, really this whole gap right here is a fair value gap. So we obviously have this massive gap right here. We also have this gap right here on this candle. So once we do break over $452, which is a 25% gain from prices today, we are going to absolutely rip. That is when things are really going to accelerate, and we're going to see a gain all the way up to 61.38% from prices today, where we are going to break into this gap and just continue higher. Now, there's not going to be much resistance in this gap at all, so this should happen very, very quickly. I believe that premiums will start to pick up once people really realize that this name is back, and by the time we get there, it should be around Q2 of 2026, and I'm not expecting the market to be in the best shape Things aren't really going to get much better for the market, in my opinion, overall. So I do think that people are going to start rotating into value names, and UNH is that value name. Now, they are also a safe haven. We also know that Warren Buffett bought $5 billion in, and I guarantee you that he bought much, much more. So once we do break through that, we will see around $583 when we do fill that gap. Now, that is where the risk starts to come in. And I'm not even saying risk because we'll be up almost 100%. Like I said, from our shares down here, that will be a gain of around 100%. Yeah, right here, 133%. So there is really no risk, but what I'm saying is that is when things may start to slow down. We may see this name go back to normal where it does kind of just consolidate for a long while, then move up slowly, and then consolidate for a while, and then move up slowly. So we should see something like that, but nonetheless, this is still going to be a great stock for the long term. And if you just want to trade it from here back to all-time highs, that is still a gain of around 70%. So either way you're going to trade it, it's going to be a great stock and a great play. But please understand that this thing is going to move slower than what you would expect. It is a big name, so buying shares at a high price, you're not going to see the return that you may be wishing if you were to go with calls. Now, those calls are very, very expensive, and we'll get into those in a minute. But make sure that you do understand that this is a long, long, long term hold. This is nothing that we're going to be selling within 2 to 3 months. Okay, now jumping into the two positions that I have. First, here is the UNH call. Now, everything was down in the market today. It was a horrible day for the market. The market was down like 1.5%, and UNH was down about 1.5% as well. So, down around $741 on these contracts today. Doesn't feel good, but it is all right. Now, down around $741 or 5% today. Like I said, doesn't really matter that much because I'm still up around $1,658 for around 13% total. We've also already taken one of these contracts off, and we've already sold two of the 350 calls. So we have locked in around 2,800 in gain already. So we do kind of have a buffer to play with. But like I said, there is no stress with this. This stock is definitely going up. Everyone knows it. So at the end of the day, I'm not stressing at all. You shouldn't be stressing at all. And seeing a return like this really should be a buy the dip opportunity if you're not in already. Now, as I do go over to my Roth IRA here, I do also want to show you guys the shares that I have, and here are the shares that I have. I have 25 shares for a market value of around $8,918, and I'm up around $1,700 on these shares for about 23%. Now, my average price has been brought up from 237 to now 287 as we have continued to DCA because I still think that this is a great stock to buy at this price. By no means are you late at buying UNH. It is still down around 25% from that $650, or sorry, it's still down around like almost 50%. Let's actually do that math. So from all-time highs back to where it is today, yeah, it's still down around 42%. So it is still a great risk to reward for this stock, especially for long-term guys. This is a stock that you can buy and never touch again until you retire. And even then, you really shouldn't have to. You can just take that dividend check and move on. So I really do think that UNH does present a great buying opportunity. So let me know in the comments down below. Are you guys buying UNH? Have you already bought UNH? How many shares do you guys have? How many contracts do you have? At what strike price? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say about UNH or what your positions may look like. Now, additionally, make sure you guys do like and subscribe as always. Also, make sure you guys do check out the free Discord linked in bio, discord.gg/investor. We are growing a great community over there, so please check that out. Also, make sure you guys do check out one of the two videos on the side of me here. Click on which one is more interesting and check it out.